what do we want to talk about? So with the seminars that we did everybody feel like they were able to kind of get things that were valuable from the seminars? Yeah? I know when we go to seminars, sometimes I always say, if there's one thing I can get out of the time today, then it will be worth going. So, we hope that the plethora of different seminars we have, there's something, because so many of you have different generations of car and you're looking for different things. One of the tenets that I've always thought was really important is, for any given hobby or interest or activity, different people take pleasure in different aspects of that activity. And, cars are no different. Some people love driving, some people love racing, some people love building, some people love obsessing, but not, really driving or doing other things. But that's fair, because as long as you can identify what of that activity that you take pleasure from, it's a valuable thing. And so, we, as an organization, one of our goals is to help people have the most fun they can in the driver's seat of their Miata. That's really what's important to us. And so whether that's a GT car or a track car or whatever, or just something that you look at in your garage and wash once a week, if that's something that gives you that pleasure, we want to help support that. So, hopefully with the seminars and the products and the things that we do here, we can help provide each and every one of you with a little bit of that joy. And then if so, then we've done our jobs. And so with that, we have 17 employees here at Flyin Miata. I haven't looked up the average tenure in a while, but the average tenure of the employees, most people have been here a pretty long time. So quickly, I just wanted to go through and introduce the different people. So we'll just kind of have them stand up so that you can, put faces to names and just see, who are the people that work here, what are they doing, how are they helping you out, et cetera, et cetera. So real quickly, I'm just going to call up people by department. Just have them stand and wave, and I'm not going to go into big dissertation, but just something simple. So let's start with the top of my list here, with our purchasing department. We have Tammy and Leanna. So Tammy has been here 21 years, but that does not mean she can drink on the job. Even though some days, Tammy, right? And then Leanna has been with us for 5 years. And so Tammy is our Tammy is our purchasing manager, and Leanna is our purchasing assistant. So, and they do a wonderful job of coordinating with our vendors and suppliers, making sure that we're getting, the best prices that we can on parts and on shipping and things like that to try to keep our costs down, so that we can try to pass that as best we can along to everyone else. So next we have our shipping department, which is really kind of shipping and receiving and assembly, and talk a little bit more about that. So we have Beth, Michaela, Nia, and Aspen, if you all can stand up. So Beth is our shipping manager. She's been here 8 years. Started out in the department and, through kind of worked her way up into the management position and is doing a fantastic job. Michaela's been here just under 2 years. Nia and Aspen have both been here, around a half a year or so. But it's a very dedicated team. They've got great synergy in the department. Everybody works well together, and it's just a really pleasant environment. You can come in and hear some good music and people, enjoying what they do. And one of the things that we really wanted to also do as an organization is when people come to work every day, it's a job they can really come in and enjoy, because you got to work. And so it should be something that's pleasant, right? So, that's important to us. Also, just within the ethos of, we want to do things that are fun working on these cars and helping other people have a good time. So, naturally, we also want our employees to have a pleasant environment to work in as well. So next, we have our customer support department with Mike, Matt, Ethan, Nick, and Kian. So that's our big crew, if y'all can stand up. And so, of course, the most of you that have interactions with us are going to have interactions with one of these folks, because they're our customer-forward people. And, and also one of our goals for this team is to really kind of be a customer advocate. Because when you have that balance of taking care of customers, balancing that with running a business and trying to do all these things, it's important to have people that are kind of advocating for the customers and trying to, do right by them. So that's really an important thing for us. So Mike is our customer service manager. He's been here 9 years. I remember when he first started. He was so young, still is, but. So Matt has been here 7 years, Nick 2 years, Ethan and Kian both a year, and Kian started out in the shipping department and then moved over to customer service, which is great. We also try to offer opportunities for people that would say, hey, I would rather be doing this. Is that something that's plausible? So moving around a little bit. Next, not so much a department, but we have James. Where's James? So James is our first employee. He has been here 26 years. Some of you are like, you guys have been a business for 26 years? We've actually been a corporation since 1983, if you can believe it. So it was originally a corporation that was working on Porsches, Audis, things of that nature, which make a lot more money than working on Mazdas. But then the Miata came out, and Bill bought one and modified it, and his friend said, "Hey, I want that," and that kind of went and went until '96 when they moved to Colorado from New Jersey. And then Keith can probably say more about this, but then the internet started, and what's this thing called the internet? Maybe we should sell parts on it. All right, next we have our R&D department. We have Brandon and Kyle. So if you enjoy the parts that are on your car, they have a lot to do with it. If you don't enjoy no, sorry. Won't go there. So Brandon has been here. He's the director of product development. He's been here 16 years. So he can drive now. Kyle can't drive yet. He's only been here 11. I remember when Kyle started too. He was so young. Still is. And Kyle was actually originally our salvage guy, right? It was your first gig, right? The salvage? Yeah. And so some of you may remember we had a salvage department where we would tear down cars and sell parts and stuff like that. And that department got swallowed and said, Kyle's a really great employee. We should keep him on and find other things. And then so Kyle became a mechanic. And he was responsible for building quite a number of the V8 cars that we built. He's basically solely responsible for the hard parts development on the ND V8 that we were doing for a while. And then Kyle said, I'd like to go get my engineering degree. So, one of the things we do, education and continuing training is really important for us. And so we helped Kyle, go back to college and get his associates in engineering so that he could make that lateral transfer over to that department. And it's gone super well. So thank you, Kyle. All right, and then we have Mr. Tanner. Does anybody know this guy? Keith Tanner. I remember when your hair was dark. I'm not sure you can throw stones there, buddy. I color mine. So Keith has been here 21 years. He can also drink, but not on the job. 2? 22 years. 22? Oh, my math is wrong. Fortunately, I am not the engineer. Anyway, Keith's been here a long time. And everybody knows Keith. He's our director of product development, so he's responsible for the web store, and he was responsible for also a lot of the marketing and customer forward things until we hired Travis. And Travis is our director of marketing now. He is a marketing professional who's been in this space for a couple decades. And so, when he was in between jobs, we decided to snipe him because he's also a Miata guy. And Travis has been here with us for 4 years. And he does a fantastic job with, everything visual, everything having to do with all the creative stuff, all the t-shirt designs, all of that. Travis is an incredibly creative individual, and so we're lucky to have him here on the team. So, and then finally myself, I'm Jeremy. I've been here 18 years, I think, and I do, what do I do? I do operations, finance, and HR. So I do all the super fun stuff on the back end. I was a customer service person for 14 years. And then, as it goes, it was a really nice opportunity to bring some new people in and, kind of everybody goes and does different things. And now we have new customer service guys. So excellent opportunity. So that's the staff. All right, so next I'm going to turn the mic over to Keith, who is going to dish out the awards for the various things that happened this weekend.
This is fun because I get to make people happy. Just one correction to what Jeremy said. You called me the Director of Product Development. That's Brandon's gig. Yeah, I'm the Director of E-commerce and Systems or something like that. Brandon, I'm not after your job. You can have it. Okay, so we had two events going on this weekend, as well as everything that's going on inside here, of course. We had the track day yesterday, and we had the car show that was going on outside all day today. And I'll start off, we'll do it chronologically. I'll start off with the track. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. We had a fantastic group, a lot of new drivers, a lot of novices out there introducing themselves to track driving for the first time. Everyone was having a very good time, and everyone was also not being stupid, which makes my life a lot easier, which makes everyone else's life a lot easier. So everything went beautifully smoothly. It was like a model day. So thank you, everyone, for that. Now, you're applauding yourselves there. Remember that. That's self-serving applause right there. Yeah, thank you for everyone. I mean, we put on track days all the time, but they're no fun if nobody shows up. So thank you all for doing that. It was our first time back at the track in 5 years. It was a little bit of experiment. The costs have gone up considerably since the last time we were able to offer it because of insurance costs and the track costs. It was so popular, I have a very strong feeling we're going to be doing that again next year. So I'm really hoping to see you back again. But really what you want to see is who's going to get these high-end awards. They are solid gold with an onyx base. We spared no expense on these, so please be careful with them. Don't drop them, as they may not survive. The track times are all posted over there underneath that competition clutch sign. The actual times that you passed, those are the fastest times of your fastest time of the day as given to us by the track. If you happen to go out there and set a lap record and you didn't have your transponder going, or the timing didn't work, I'm sorry, you're not going to get credit for that one. This is what the track came up with. So come crying to me, Raphael, there's nothing I can do. All right, so I will, Team Fruitcake, yes. I will start with the third place overall. And this was, what was it, Pop-Up on the timing sheets, which confused me quite a bit. But Pop-Up has unveiled himself as Chris Snyder. Chris, come up, collect your award. All the way from Texas. That's a long way to go. I hope you have room for that on the way home.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a Miata. It's a small car. We're trying to be considerate here. All right. Second overall and the fastest four-cylinder car is Chris Meyer. Now, Chris was sharing the car with his wife. So are we going to say this was your wife's car you were driving for this? Okay, there we go. So also the fastest time in his wife's car. And for those of you who are out there watching and listening yesterday, this will probably come to no surprise. The fastest time of the day goes to Steve Jolly. This was the green V8 car with the big wing making all the noise. Steve has pointed out that he does actually have 4 cylinders. Just he also has an extra 4 on top of that. But I'm sorry, you still don't count for the 4-cylinder award. Congrats. Now, I snuck out on the track a couple of times just to have some fun and make sure everyone was behaving themselves. In my last session, I was out there, and Steve's son and daughter were actually on the track yesterday as well. You may not have realized, but Ellie and Wilson were out there as well in their own cars. And I realized at one point, we're following Ellie, and behind Ellie is Wilson, and then behind me is Steve. So we're having a little family reunion chasing each other around the track out there. It was actually a lot of fun. So on that note, we have a few other awards to give out on this one. We had a couple of small problems on the track, mostly old car problems. A couple of cars decided they really didn't want to complete a session. They parked by the side of the road. We got out our friendly neighborhood tow truck and took them in. One of those drivers, they tried to fix the car, sent it out again, didn't work. They got another tow in, and he discovered the problem, figured it out, found out O'Reilly had the part, went to O'Reilly, came back, installed it, got the car running again, and was running in the last session of the day. Kept on running until the last session of the day. So we have a Perseverance Award for Wilson Jolly for making it happen. Wilson has been coming to summer camp for years. I remember giving him rides in our Exocet. He looked like a bobblehead with a big helmet on. running around the pits with a helmet, just looking for a ride with everybody. So it's great to see him out in his own car. We also have a honorable mention Perseverance Award going to Jorge Torres, who also had a couple of breakdowns on the track, a couple of tows. Wasn't able to get the car working again to finish the track day, but is here today after getting it working today. So, is Jorge here? He went back? The car's broken? Is that what you said? So he's on his way home, but that was also very, very good to see. Good to see these cars not only surviving well, but also getting fixed if there's a problem. Okay, now I have something else I need to acknowledge. We had two drivers that were in what I consider to be the closest battle of the weekend, even if they might not have realized it. There was 5 milliseconds between these two folks, which is not a lot of time, as you might have picked up. I was going to do the math and figure out how many inches that was at 70 miles an hour, and then I didn't. So I'll leave that as an exercise to all of you. But I have the closest battle award for Dominic Mutari and Jeff Sang. I also wanted to give Jeff the License to Thrill Award because he managed to put down a time that ended in 003. There you go. Congratulations.
This is cool.
We also had a customer who spent most of his day in a group where he was the fastest of the group and had a little trouble with traffic. And then for the last session of the day, we put him in a faster group, and he was so worried about being run over by the car behind him that he took 3 seconds off his best time. So this is the Works Best When Chased Award. And that's going to the appropriately named Alan Hare. So apparently, Alan's speed secrets are make sure there's someone faster behind you and live in fear.
It works. It works, Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, and now we'll go to the car show, obviously, which is out today, which was a great variety of cars out there. That was actually really good to see. I had a couple of favorites myself, but I'm not allowed to vote, so. But it was really good to see all that. But we also had, some of you may realize, we had an online car show. For the folks who can't make it to Grand Junction, we have a virtual car show. We started doing it during the shutdown because we couldn't have you here. It worked out really well, so we've been doing it every year. We had 119 cars in the show this year. That one has 8 categories. We have what we called mild and spicy for each generation. And the mild car is one that most people would think of as mostly stock. Spicy is very much not stock. So I mean that could be those two cars here. And these are classed by their owners. But they're quite popular. There's quite a bit of voting. There's comments. It's pretty fun to see. There's still a link to that on the summer page there's a site on our website. So if you'd like to have a look at what cars are out there who couldn't be here today, but we're taking part in that, it's pretty fun. I will acknowledge those who placed. None of you are going to be coming up and getting a trophy here, but mild NA was Mike Meals' 93 Miata LE. And there was also an honorable mention of Tara Davis with Bomb Pop, which is a pretty cool looking little car. Spicy NA was by CO, a 93 golden yellow Rotrex Miata that was a very mean looking thing. I will mention that Spicy NA was the most popular category to be in, followed by mild NB. Hot tip, mild ND is the class to enter if you want to win because there was the smallest number of people in it. So that's the hot tip. Mild NB was won by Alex Martinez in a Lava Speed Mazda Speed, a Lava Orange Mazda Speed. Wild NB was someone named Harnsol with a 2004 K Miata. Mild NC was Stuart M with a PRHT 2008. Wild NC was Hidden Fat Kid with a 2010 individual throttle body NC. That one is worth checking out. It's nuts. Definitely worth checking out. And also, Haley Hall placed in that group with a fastback NC. So the Wild NC category is actually pretty cool to look at. There's some neat stuff in there, neat builds. Mild ND, we had Harry Blodgett with the Miata. And Wild ND was Reno Toffoli's 2017 RF GT called Little Speedy. And I believe Reno was hoping to make it to this event fairly shortly, so we're hoping to see that. So congratulations to those. This is mostly for the internet people. Congratulations to those people for placing in that category. Now, in-house, the scoring for this, most of you put in ballots. This is done purely as my favorite NA, my favorite NB, my favorite NC. We're not scoring anything other than this is the car that people voted for the most. So we had 4 categories. In the favorite NA, in second in overall votes, we had Brad Lawler in his 91 BRG. And Brad, we do have, based on the sheer number of votes, that's a very popular little car, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, favorite NB, and if you remember, this was also the same sort of car that won the mild NB, so hot tip to all you there looking to win car classes. Lava Orange Mazda Speed by Doyle Sturm. There we go. Thank you very much for bringing that out. Favorite NC was Jordan Seifer's white Ghosty NC2. I'm not sure why it's called Ghosty. Why is it called Ghosty?
It's white. I don't know.
It's called Ghosty because it's white. Yeah. Fair enough.
White sheet. Thanks.
Yeah, there we go. If you're in a snowstorm, it comes out of nowhere. Now this last one, the favorite ND, I would like to say I'm quite happy to see that this car was actually out on the track yesterday. So that's my favorite kind of show car, is one that's also gets some exercise. And this was by far the most popular car based on the sheer number of votes for it of the show. And that is Mick Kenoy's ND2 black with yellow stripes. You might have noticed it. It's a hard car to miss, and it's pretty new to you too, isn't it?
A year old.
It's a year old. Oh, well, there you go. Time for a new one. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it very much.
Okay, Jeremy, did you want the mic back? Thanks, everyone, for taking part. As always, these things are no fun if people don't show up to do them, so you are responsible for everyone having a good time. Thank you very much for that.
All right, so thank you, Keith. Now that I have all these microphones back on, really, this has been a fantastic weekend. Very glad that you're all here to share it with us. Don't really have a whole lot else to say. So if anyone in the crowd, does anyone have anything they'd like to share with the audience? Oh, Penny? Thank you. We're happy to do so. All right, so with that...
Do you want to give a reminder about tomorrow's ride?
Yes. Let's do that. Actually, where is Mike? Oh, hey, there he is. I didn't see him in that hat. So we'll have Mike come up and talk a little bit about the drive tomorrow so everyone's on the same page, lane.
Do the internets, they need to hear this too? Oh. tomorrow, the drive will be starting here at Flyin Miata. We're going to leave, I'm going to say 9 o'clock, so that way those of you that hear 9 o'clock and think 9:15, we're going to leave at 9 o'clock, so be here a little bit before 9 o'clock, so that way we don't leave without you. But we're going to start here at Flyin Miata. We're going to head east, take basically the first exit off of I-70 out of town, go up through Mesa, over the actual Grand Mesa, into Cedar Ridge, back down through Delta, and back here to Grand Junction. So it's just a big loop. It's a really nice drive. If you have time, I encourage you to come out and do this last drive before you head home. If you can't, that's okay, I understand. It's a long drive. A lot of you are going to have to make a big day of it tomorrow to head home. That's okay. If you can make even part of it and then peel off partway through, that's fine, no big deal. Basically, we're just going to make a nice drive through the mountains and enjoy the scenery. So very similar to the Monument Drive that we did, just a little bit more elevation change that we'll be up against tomorrow. So see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I will be here along with a few others. I see a question.
For scheduling, when do you usually get back?
Good question, thank you. So if you're wondering, if you've not done this before, this drive will be approximately 3 hours. So it is a longer drive. So most people, if you want to take the scenic route, for those of you that are front rangers, you'll probably break off when we get to Delta and then head over east towards like Paonia and then up through Carbondale, I believe, to get back on I-70.
133 is closed.
133 is closed. Okay. So if you're heading east, you might skip this one. So thanks for the heads up. Appreciate that. Yes, Cody.
Would you recommend we get a full tank of gas first?
Good. Yes, another good question. You should definitely fill up before you show up. So if you need help with gas stations here in town, come find with us, one of us. But this will likely take at least a half a tank, if not a little bit more, depending on how rich your tune is. Any other questions about the drive tomorrow? Yes?
Will we do any stopping or anything for photographs or anything like that?
Yes, we will stop a few times. So because it is a longer drive and because as most of us do, you get ready to take a little bit of a walk or need a bathroom break, we will take probably a couple stops, one up on top of the mesa. There's a visitor center with a restroom, and we'll probably stop when we get into at least Delta, if not Cedar Edge if we need to. But other than that, most of it will be just driving through the mountains. So at least 1 or 2 stops, but probably nothing that really has any significant gas station stops. So I still recommend filling up before you show up tomorrow morning. Any other questions? Okay. And no, Raphael, this won't be a track course. There will be no competition on the drive tomorrow.
No passing.
No passing. All right, that's pretty much it. We will have a short driver's meeting tomorrow. I won't bore the rest of you, just on some driving etiquette on a road that you can actually pass some traffic on. But other than that, I'll see you tomorrow morning, and thank you all very much. Much appreciated.
I mentioned the 30-degree temperature drop the other day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So just one thing to add, it is a 6,000-foot elevation gain, and the temperature is usually pretty solid, 30 degrees cooler than whatever it is here in town. So just FYI. Yeah. All right, so that wraps everything up. Thanks everyone again. It is now a little after 7, and we are planning on shutting up the shop at 8 o'clock. So you guys got another 45 minutes or so if you want to check things out and talk to more people. And we will see you next year. Thank you.